Good morning. Welcome to another Wine Steward video, and welcome to the mezzanine of the Wine Steward, where hopefully in a few hours we will see a good number of you enjoying this week's brand new wine bar menu. Yes, we change it absolutely every week. A red flight, a white tasting flight, wines by the glass, and a different sparkling wine every week. And this time we're getting very, very different by representing to you the very, very good producer Whiston, located not in Champagne and not in California, but in Kent, in South Downs, England, the southern part of England, near those cliffs of Dover, consisting of chalk. Well, the vines for Whiston thrive in that chalk, make beautiful, beautiful sparkling wine. This is in fact the same chalk that submerges under the English Channel and re-emerges in Champagne itself. So you get a very beautiful Champagne effect from this particular sparkling wine of the week from Whiston. Nice, bright, delicious, beautiful fruit. This is their Blanc de Blanc. We actually have 3 or 4 different bottlings from this, our favorite English sparkling wine producer downstairs. And we brought one upstairs this week. Whiston Blanc de Blanc, sparkling wine of the week. Let's move away, at least for a moment, from the topic of wine bar menu and tell you about the 3 events that are coming up. The first event, might as well have this prop back up, represents sparkling wine to, it may in fact be sold out by now. There may, however, be 2 seats remaining for this Sunday's sparkling wine and champagne event, or champagne and sparkling wine event. In other words, everything will be sparkling, and some of it will in fact come from the glory land of Champagne. We'll probably have 5 or 6 non-champagnes, including Crémant de Loire and Crémant de Bourgogne, and jump around. Actually, we're gonna have 3 Franciacorta or Franciacortas. What is Franciacorta? Well, you're gonna learn. We have a very nice trio of those. It'll be an immersion into Franciacorta. Then we'll take a little maybe still wine break and have a bite of that country sourdough bread that I plan on baking once again, and then get to, for many of you, the real deal, the champagne portion of the evening, which will consist of no fewer than 7 champagnes, finishing off with a beautiful Tête de Cuvée from Taittinger, or Taittinger, however you want to say that. I don't mind, I'll recognize it either way. Whiston will not be represented this time, but once again, it's on the wine bar. I digress. That is this Sunday, that's at 4:30 p.m. That may be sold out. There may be 2 seats remaining. Go to thewinesteward.com and the experiences page thereof to find out if seats remain. Next Tuesday, we would love to have more of you eating with us, not here, but across the valley, in the Livermore Valley, in Livermore itself. We are going to visit Terra Mia once again, Terra Mia Ristorante, where we will enjoy a 5-course dinner among friends. I know we have seats remaining for that, and I can attest to this dinner's goodness based on how wonderful it was last Tuesday night. Yes, we're doing this 2 Tuesdays in a row. So this Tuesday the 19th at, I believe, 6 p.m., we still have lots of seats available for this grand event consisting of Italian food. And what should you have Italian food with? Italian wine. We will show you things you've never heard of, unless you've been shopping at the Wine Steward lately and have already had this beautiful sparkling wine. This is what we will welcome with. It's called Scacciadiavoli. It's a Brut Rosé. It's made entirely of a very, very scary red grape called Sagrantino, and yet they have unscarified it here. It is delicious, beautiful Brut, perfect for getting your taste buds charged up and ready to eat 5 courses of food. So that is how we will start that event. And then we will offer familiarity. This will happen near the end. Familiarity in the form of a beautiful Barolo. Barolo being the subregion of Piemonte where the star grape is Nebbiolo. And yes, we'll have that, the familiar, and we'll also surprise you with other things unfamiliar, like, well, of course you've heard of Tuscany and you've heard of Sangiovese, but have you ever heard of the little region called Montecucco? We'll take you there. The first Montecucco Riserva we've ever carried before will be represented. A nice 2017, a Sangiovese that's calming down to phase 2 quality. And Azzolati 2017 Montecucco Riserva will tell you what all that means, and so will your mouth when you enjoy it there. A very nice Tuscan Sangiovese from a place you may not know. Here's a wine you have heard of from a place you do know, but you wouldn't associate the two or put them together, or however you say that. This is Teresici, whatever the hell that means, from a producer called Dolia Nova. And it's from the island of Sardinia, Italy's island of Sardinia, off the west coast in the Tyrrhenian Sea. And this is not Cananao, this is not Carignana, it's not Vermentino because it's red. Though I had a red Vermentino the other day. I didn't know there was such a thing, and somebody showed me a Vermentino Rosso. It was delicious. This is Barbera. You've had Barbera from elsewhere in Italy, probably Piemonte, but we will surprise you with a delicious Barbera from Sardinia. There you go. We'll have a dessert wine, and this time it won't be necessarily a wine, but a liqueur. This is limoncello. We've never finished a meal with that, so why don't we do it? And in the meantime, or by doing so, represent the idea or fact that we have a spirits license these days, and we do sell gin and rum and vodka and tequila and beautiful whiskey and scotch and limoncello. Delicious way to finish the day. Alrighty, what else can we tell you? Let's take you back to the wine bar just for a minute and tell you that our white flight consists entirely of Italian wine. So 5 Italian whites in a row. The first will be Pecorino, one of the best I've ever had. Pecorino for me is often a little boring, but this is delicious, great for the wonderful weather we're finally getting. A Pinot Grigio, not the mundane quality of Pinot Grigio, but the good stuff from Alto Adige. Northern mineral slopes and delicious, very vibrant Pinot Grigio. And now we will take you over to Piemonte for Rivetti's Arneis. Arneis is the grape variety happening here. It's the prevalent, or one of the prevalent grape varieties of Piedmont or Piemonte, Italy. So we'll take you to that. And then we take you to Friulano, the grape Friulano from Friuli, from one of the best producers thereof, Livio Filuga, a delicious Friulano. And then finally, what do we have last? We're going to take you down to Campania, kind of the shin of the boot, knowing that the nation of Italy is shaped a bit like a boot. This would be in the area of the shin. This is I Favati's Fiano di Avellino, a beautiful way to finish up that white flight. The red flight, what will we be having in the red flight? The theme of the red flight, we always like to have some kind of a theme, like the Italian whites. This time the theme is everything is a varietal. And this will just have some of you saying, what's a varietal? Well, I've heard of variety, like a grape variety. Well, these are in fact all named for the grape. And a wine that is named for the grape is loosely called a varietal. It doesn't have to be 100% that grape, but the grape name is represented on the label. Now, as you know, in France and Italy and Spain and so on, wines are often named by the location from which they come, and the grape names are omitted from that label, at least the front label. The importer might help out a little bit with some verbiage on the back that tells us what that wine is made of. But sometimes you do see a European wine announcing the grape name. So here is a wine from southern Burgundy, from the Macon region, and it is in fact telling you that it's made of Gamay. Therefore, this is a varietal. Get it? How about another varietal? We can just briefly, we're not going to tell you them all, but this is Breca from Calatayud, Spain, España. This is 100% Garnacha, otherwise known as Grenache. Maybe we should be calling it Garnacha, though, because the grape was born here, very near here, by the way. Probably in Carignana, sorry. This is Calatayud, Old Vine Garnacha. Garnacha is announced on the label somewhere. There it is, bam, can you see that? And therefore, that's a varietal. How about another one? We won't tell you about all 5, but this is the varietal of Sangiovese by Stoltman Vineyards down in Ballard Canyon. A very, very beautiful Sangiovese. Anyway, I'm going to leave that up there because I don't have a prop for the last topic. I said there are 3 events coming up, and I've only mentioned 2 so far. We would love a few of you, because that's all the space we have for you, to join us out in Livermore, this side of Livermore, southwest Livermore, we can call it, kind of near Sycamore Grove Park, if you know that. We will be joining forces at a winery there. This is also someone's home. It's a very cool house that has a winery underneath, and that winery will soon be officially opening its doors to the public. But in the meantime, you can join us at 3 o'clock at that place, which I will not identify unless you sign up, so you'll know how to get there. You'll join us at 3 o'clock if you would like to have a little tour of this brand new winery and maybe do some barrel tasting. And then as of 4 o'clock, we're gonna walk over to their beautiful tasting room where we have the typical wine steward layout off site, where I will be bringing conference tables and tablecloths and lots of stemware. And Terry Bancroft will be bringing herself. She is one of the head honchos of Farniente and Nickel & Nickel. Many of you have met her before, and we will in fact have a Nickel & Nickel tasting, the brand new 2023 Cabernets thereof, at this offsite situation. A very cool thing to do. We'll be doing that, I think, at 4 p.m. So 3 o'clock, if you want to come early for that introduction to a winery you've probably never heard of before. And then at 4 o'clock, we get into the Nickel & Nickel thing as shown to us by Terry Bancroft, our very, very dear friend, whom we've known for at least 20 years, representing that beautiful brand to us. So 2023 Cabernets are gorgeous. It's a fantastic year for Northern California in general, and these cabs will be representing that goodness. So go to thewinesteward.com, experiences, sign up for that. Upon your signing up, we will let you know where the hell you're going. Thank you so much for everything you're doing with us. We appreciate your keeping our boat afloat. Come see us at the wine bar as soon as you want and can, and hit the sales floor to take home some goodies as well. Thank you again. Have a great weekend.